Today I'm exploring a beautiful lookout that is not far from the Yaberoo Budjara Heritage Trail. It's mid-March in 2026 at the end of summer here in Perth. So it's not a really good time for wildflowers, generally speaking. Things are pretty dry at the moment, but I'm going for a little hike. The most tricky part of this outing is finding somewhere to park the car. There's no really good parking here. I'm across the road from Carabooda. I've pulled over from Yaberoo Road, which is 90 kilometres an hour. So it's a bit tricky pulling over in this fast traffic. I found a little spot along the road near Bernard Road where I could pull over, but it's far from ideal. If you go down Bernard Road, down that way, there's actually a really nice heavily wooded park there where you can park your car if you want to, and you can walk back across, but it's a very busy road, so be careful crossing both sides of Yaberoo Road. Anyway, the Yaberoo Budjara Heritage Trail is designed for hikers to do it in a group and to just spend a day hiking it from one end to the other. Not everyone has that sort of time to spare in their daily life, so I've just decided to pick a certain spot along the trail to explore. I've been here before. So, I found a spot, we pulled over, and unfortunately this spot is a favourite for rubbish dumpers, as you can see. But it's a spot. And I've taken care not to block this little path through here, and just in case there's a fire or something and emergency people need to get through. But and there's a locked gate, but it's a little bit pointless, that gate, because people in their four-wheel drives just drive past the gate right next to it. But I'm not going to do that. This is a national park here. This is Yaberoo National Park, and I show some respect for our bushland, unlike some people who come here to dump their rubbish. I can't describe these people in polite terms, so I won't even try. And if you're a bushwalker, there's an app you can download onto your phone that makes it easy for you to report problems that you find, such as rubbish dumping. It takes the location coordinates from your photo and time, date, location, and it uploads it and makes it easy to report stuff like this, which I do. So anyway, this is the trail I'm coming up to right now. And it's a bit sandy, so and it's dry, and that across there has been burnt. So if you're I'm right into native orchids. I just love them. It's a thing that you get into sometimes, and it's a bit of an addiction. And so come springtime, some native orchids will be flowering quite nicely over there because it's been burnt, and bushfire stimulates some native orchids, but others it actually harms. So I won't bore you with the details, but so back there, if you want, you can park further up there. There's like a commercial farm up there. You can park up there off the road a bit more if you want to. I am going to go this way. It's along a power line, And yeah, it's pretty straight. This is the trail. Off I go. Okay. And the reason why I came here, I was last here in November of last year, 2025. I came here because I felt like getting outdoors, and that was the pretty much the end of the native wildflower season. And I thought I'd like to see if I could find some chestnut sun orchids. And they're brown, but green and brown. It's not that exciting, but well, in November there's not many wildflowers to see at all. And I thought they often live in like forest type places, moist forest type environments. They have been seen up this way before. So I thought I'd come here and see if I could find one, but I didn't. But I did find other beautiful flowers and a pretty amazing view. Yeah. So, and it's kind of like walking in a forest, because it is a forest. Lots of gum trees. And yeah, so there will be, I'm hoping to find some beautiful little surprise at the top of the hill again today. We'll see. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you this. Look at these. Look how lush and fresh and vibrant these little plants are. They've started growing after the bushfire, and they're just looking gorgeous. I wish I could say that this is a beautiful, peaceful walk, but it's not. Like, we're actually just a few metres from Yaberoo Road, and listen to that traffic noise. It's like it's afternoon now. It's pretty constant traffic sound, rumbling. So yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend doing this hike to get away from it all. I'm going to be going up on the hill. It will be a bit more peaceful there. Yeah. And also, another thing, I don't know how safe you are doing this on your own. I think probably best to bring company. Yeah, quite possible you will come across people walking their dog off the leash. That happens all the time in Yaberoo National Park. Lots of people think it's just a dog walking park rather than a national park. So, just beware. That's my advice. Now we're going down into this bit where it's kind of lovely like a forest. And just be careful not to slip as you go. There's lots of rocks here. I've been walking south on the trail. Now I've come to this little path up to the right. I'm going to follow that path up there while listening to the wind in the trees. And that path will take us west. Away from the traffic noise a bit. Watch out for snakes, they're everywhere. But, they don't want to hang around you any more than you want to hang around them. So just keep an eye out for them. This tree is I think it's known as the West Australian Christmas tree. It's It's a parasitic tree that has really amazing orange flowers in November, and it looks quite beautiful right now. Yeah, so it'd look even more amazing in early summer, late spring. Yeah. I'm gonna just keep going up the hill. Okay, I won't be going off to the side. Straight up the hill. So you can't keep going up the hill because it becomes private property on the other side of this hill. It would be kind of cool to see the sunset from over there, but you know, there's enough to see here. Private property, no vehicle access, so I'm not even going to walk in there. There's a very old fence post, and yeah, so that's as far as I'm going to walk in a west direction. And yeah, but I'm going to go across now up here where the soil is sort of becomes yellow sand. And this is beautiful bushland, both sides. If you kept walking west, you would get to an old people's home, a aged care facility. So yeah, possibly all this beautiful bushland is going to get knocked over one day. There's some tape there, danger tape, to stop people going in there. Yeah, a bit pointless, but yeah. That's the reality of life in the northern suburbs. There's lots of beautiful bushland is going to have people living on top of it pretty soon. So I'm going to keep going up this way. That was kangaroo paws, lots of them. They're dead now, but you come here in spring, it'll be quite beautiful to see. How pretty is that? That is Fountain Leschenoltia. And yeah, I love this one because it will flower fresh as a daisy all through the summer. Doesn't matter how hot it gets. And look, that's why it's called Fountain Leschenoltia. Can you see the way that it just sort of weeps or droops, or it's just so pretty. And such a tough local native plant. And you can grow this in your garden. You can buy it as tube stock, and I recommend that you do. But I came back when I was here in November. It was even more spectacular. It was really beautiful. And I don't know, if you're into wildflowers, you might think, well, that looks quite familiar. It's related to the wreath flower, the wreath Leschenoltia, that sort of grows in a circular sort of shape. It's related to that one, and that one flowers in spring, and people travel all the way up hundreds of kilometres north to see that one when it's in flower. They go all the way up to Paynes Find, Meekatharra, up that way, Woburn, all the places that are really famous for the everlastings. But you know what? You can see it. You can see it here all you know, all spring, all summer. There's some more of it. It grows all along here. Quite lovely. Let's have a proper look. Let's look at that. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So there's something else still in flower at the end of summer. I'm not sure what this one's called. You do find it all over the place. It's a bush type thing. And there's some old rusty barbed wire to keep us out of that land on the right side of the path. So yeah. I think that's a lobelia. Beautiful, tiny thing, so intricate. You can walk quite a long way along this top, the top of the ridge here. Yeah, I don't know how far it goes. I mean, I think this is a better walk than the trail down the bottom there next to the road. There's still some traffic noise, and me talking, but it's much more peaceful. And the views are pretty amazing. They really are. And if you come here in the springtime, in the height of the wildflower season, you will definitely see some very pretty things. Tracks from an emu and a person and a small dog. Yeah, so I've been walking south along the top here for a bit. The view's not that good. The view is actually better from back up the track because there's lots of trees here sort of blocking the view. So once again, private property, you're not allowed to go there, but you know, fair enough. We're not going there, that's fine. There's a bit of a crossroad here. So it's a beautiful bush. Like I know my weeds quite well. I've done a bit of environmental work, so I know what the environmental weeds are. But this is quite beautiful bushland. It's a tree called people call it a black boy. It's called a grass tree these days. And there's a banksia tree. I'm not sure what this little bush is. I think it's like one of those things that's sort of herbal, you can eat it. Tastes a bit like rosemary. Yeah, parrot bush. Banksia sessilis, I think it's called. The 28, or the cockies. I like to eat the flowers when it flowers. The black cockatoos, you probably find them here at times. Oh, it's a beautiful place, really is. And yeah, I wonder where this goes. I'm gonna go back east towards the road a bit at least. Yeah. Pretty nice view, I think. I'm gonna head back down now, and yeah, back down to humanity and the traffic and Yaberoo Road. Thanks for joining me on today's late summer bushwalk. Thank you.